Thanks for coming. As part of an ongoing joint South Australia Police Australian Criminal Intelligence Commission operation, detectives from Serious Organised Crime Branch, assisted by Star Operations, yesterday raided a house in Scotia Street at Croydon. At this location, we found an industrial-sized methamphetamine clan lab, along with a large amount of precursor chemicals. This, what you could describe as a super lab, is one of the largest meth labs ever discovered in South Australia. We believe that it's been in operation for some time. 3 people have been arrested for manufacturing a large commercial quantity of a drug, namely methamphetamine, and trafficking a large commercial quantity of a controlled drug. A 46-year-old man from Croydon was due to appear in court this afternoon. A 24-year-old woman from Croydon was arrested but has been bailed to the Adelaide Magistrates Court on 19 December this year. Also arrested was a 57-year-old man from Killarney Vale in New South Wales, who is also due in the Adelaide Magistrates Court today. Other addresses have been searched. A number of addresses have been searched in relation to this operation. Inquiries will continue both within this state and elsewhere with our partner agencies. We expect further arrests to be made in relation to this matter. In particular, we're seeking to locate one man we believe is involved in this operation, who we're attempting to locate at the moment. And I would advise him, if he's watching, to get some legal advice and give himself up at a police station. He will know who he is. The lab we believe to be a pseudoephedrine process clan lab, and there are estimated to be hundreds of kilograms of what we believe to be pseudoephedrine powder at that address. Also at the address were large quantities of other illicit precursor chemicals, including acids and iodine. We don't know how much meth is at the scene at the moment, and we won't know that till there's further forensic testing of all the substances that are there. The site's currently being processed by Serious Organised Crime Branch detectives, Forensic Response Police, and a chemist from Forensic Science SA. This processing is expected to take a number of days due to the size and complexity of the lab. Of note, we may be required to bring in special lifting equipment, such as forklift trucks, to dismantle and remove the lab due to the size and weight of the components involved. In addition to the operating clan lab, construction processes were underway at the site to build more large-scale clan lab equipment. We'll be notifying the SA Environment Protection Authority and the local government authorities due to the toxic nature of the chemicals involved and the unsafe processing methods which appear to be underway there, including disposing of dangerous chemicals down the drain in the sewage system. Of note, the remediation of PREMs used as clan labs is problematic and poses significant dangers for people living in and around premises exposed to these chemicals. The outcome of this joint operation with the ACIC is that hundreds of kilograms of meth will be prevented from hitting the street. It's really concerning that this clan lab was located in an average suburban street, and I'd like to reiterate, these labs pose significant risk to the community. They contain corrosive, flammable, toxic chemicals, and they are often associated with fires and explosions. It's timely to remind members of the public that people who seek to produce illicit drugs can face penalties of up to $500,000 fines, life imprisonment, and can have assets such as cars and houses seized. We will be seeking to seize houses, cars and other assets as a part of this operation. If members of the public have any information regarding drug trafficking or manufacture, I would urge them to contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
Mark, this sounds like it would have taken out half of Croydon had it gone up that warning you say about explosives.
This is an extremely dangerous process. We had, I'm not sure if you've seen the photographs, but very large vessels that are used to mix up this toxic mix of chemicals, gases, acids. The dangers from explosions and fires cannot be underestimated, and it would be a significant disaster if this blew up.
How big is it in your view of these things? Is this the biggest you've ever seen?
In terms of clan lab equipment, this is definitely the biggest industrial size clan lab setup that we've seen. We had a large lab at Walker's Flat in 2014. That was MDMA. This is a meth lab, and as I said, significant dangers involved in the chemicals, gases, acids that are used. And yeah, if that blew up, it would have been disastrous for that house and neighbours' houses as well.
You say it's been there operating for quite some time. Any idea if we're talking years or?
No, we're currently investigating that. As part of our processes, we'll be following up a number of leads and trying to ascertain exactly how many times it's been involved in illicit drug cooks, trying to work out where the drugs have gone, who's involved, apart from the people that have been arrested. So we've still got a lot of work to do to work through a number of those issues.
What are some of the obvious signs? What should neighbours look out for if they suspect something like this is in their neighbourhood?
If you see people coming and going at strange hours, if you see buckets, if you see chemicals being transported in, bags of powders, if you have houses with plastic over windows, if you smell strange chemical smells, toxic smells, yeah, all of those can be signs of a clan lab. As I said, someone's phone's going off. The dangers from a lab of this size cannot be underestimated. The consequences could have been horrific. The people making the drugs have no regard for the safety of people in the neighbourhood or even themselves, and there's been a number of occasions here and interstate and overseas where meth labs have blown up and people have been killed and seriously injured.
Are you investigating incidents to bikies?
We're keeping an open mind on that. The people arrested are not currently members of outlaw motorcycle gangs. We're not discounting the possibility that there are links into that section of the community. We've still got a lot of work to do.
Is this related at all to the seizure earlier this month in Morphett Vale of a similar sized lab?
No, it's the lab at Morphett Vale was, while similar quantities of chemicals and things were located, it's a completely different syndicate from the inquiries that we've made. And it's also, that was a completely different process, which wasn't as dangerous as the process that was underway in the Croydon lab.
You say residents should take note of any suspicious smells. In this instance, suspicious smells could have been put down to the Torrens to Torrens roadworks. I mean, how much did that act as a disguise to this operation?
Yeah, I don't know if that was a coincidence or if that's a part of the attraction of this particular location. Normally we would expect to see a clan lab of this size in an industrial area or in a rural area away from other houses.
What kind of impact does it have taking 100 kilos of prohibited drugs off the street?
Well, it should have a significant impact, and it should reduce the harm, across the community, because the state and federal governments and law enforcement agencies appreciate the danger and the harms that are caused by meth, in particular ice, and so taking decisive action here with our colleagues from the Australian Criminal Intelligence Commission is really important to stop the flow of those drugs onto the street. So we're very pleased with that outcome.
This is the last question.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wrap
it up.
Yeah, I mean, are you suggesting Croydon residents evacuate?
No, I'm not suggesting
So
that they
people
evacuate.
on Scotia Street are safe now?
We have experts. We have expert chemists from Forensic Science SA and other experts on the scene who are making sure that the site remains safe. And no, I'm not calling for their evacuation.
Have you given us an early street value of the drugs seized?
It's really difficult because we haven't analysed some of the substances that were there, but it is possible that we could be running into hundreds of millions of dollars in terms of if the precursor chemicals and acids that were on the site were cooked, if you like, and turned into ice. The potential street value is in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Can I ask you what alerted you to the property?
No, we've got, it's a pretty sensitive operation, ongoing operation, as you probably appreciate, so I really can't go into that aspect at the moment.
Okay, Mitch, last
Do
question.
you have an idea of the origin of precursor chemicals, whether they came from overseas or from within Australia?
That's an important part of our investigation, and we're working closely with our federal counterparts and the Australian Criminal Intelligence Commission to work out exactly where those chemicals came from, because there's a significant quantity.
Okay,
Can I
thanks
just
everyone.
get you to confirm some details? Perhaps these guys want cutaways off you, but so it was 3 arrests and you're urging a 4th guy to hand
Yes.
himself in? That's
Yes.
right. Okay.